President, many thanks for giving us some of your time. Well, Russian President Vladimir Putin is considered a risk taker. What do you expect of him this year?
That's very hard to say. Since 2 years ago, we had this unexpected and basically post-war sort of game changer of invading Ukraine and taking over territory or annexing territory. Last year, 2015, we saw this move into Syria, basically bombing his way to the negotiating table by simply unilaterally going in. So, I mean, given the past 2 years, I wouldn't want to predict anything.
Well, what about in terms of Estonia? At one point, you, I think, perceived President Vladimir Putin as posing a military threat to your country. Is that still the case, or do you feel sufficiently protected that that's not the case anymore?
Well, let's say that the situation on the ground, or more properly in the air, has not changed. I mean, what we saw 2 years ago was a dramatic increase in military flights without transponders, which is a huge threat to civil aviation. Which, we could have some really awful potential damage there, and all kinds of maneuvers and exercise right behind our border in a fairly threatening way, not only to us but to the region in general. And it's not just Estonia, Sweden, Denmark, Latvia, Lithuania. They've all experienced this dramatic increase. Certainly, in terms of feeling secure, I think what we have seen in the last 2 years is NATO paying far more attention to our area, I mean, as NATO members, because everyone was lulled into thinking there would be no threat, and now NATO has changed its mind.
And what about in terms of cybersecurity? Because obviously Estonia was subject to a massive cyber attack back in 2007. Are you sufficiently protected from that now?
Well, that is, I mean, the cyber attack we experienced then was kind of like caveman era compared to what we have now. But I would say, in terms of cybersecurity, we are among the most secure countries in the world. On the other hand, that's not saying much.
Okay, and then finally now, I know that you feel that the Russian President Vladimir Putin is a perceived threat, but what about in terms of a peace negotiator? Because that's certainly a position that he's trying to put himself in at the moment. Do you think that is possible? Do you trust him in that position?
Well, you invade Ukraine, you bomb Syria, and then you bomb your way to the negotiating table. I mean, how can you be a peace negotiator if you're the one who initiated the entire problem in the first place? I mean, as I said, you become an unavoidable partner because you've created the problem. And then you say, I've created a problem, now you have to talk to me. I wouldn't use the term peace negotiator there.
President, many thanks for your time.
Right. Merci.